Hey everyone, this is Arjun here. It's a really windy day here in Rochester. I'm not sure if this microphone is picking up that wind noise, but anyway, today I want to talk about second year MBBS. So a few of you must have watched my first year MBBS guide. So a quick disclaimer about this video: I'm going to hurt somebody's feelings because I'm going to talk about how I did it, and it's definitely not the standard way. The resources which I'm going to talk to you about, it's not normally used in the Indian medical colleges. To give you some background information, I got 3 honors: pharma, path as well as microbiology, and I got university highest in pharmacology, that is gold medal university, highest marks around 1000 or 1200 students. Anyway, with that out of the way, I want to quickly give you an introduction to second year. It's third semester, fourth semester and fifth semester. So third semester is of 6 months. You are finally done with first year MBBS. You will never have to open those anatomy books, physio and biochemistry. At least that's what you think. Third semester syllabus is like this. So you will have to just read a very small amounts of pharm, path and micro. Fourth semester the syllabus is like this, and then in fifth semester the syllabus is like this. In our university, the syllabus of third semester would be like 10% of the total syllabus. Fourth semester will be 30%. Fifth semester will get 60%. But here's the catch: fifth semester usually has about 2 to 3 months of real studying. Third semester is proper 6 months. Then you get another 4 or 5 months for fourth semester. And then after 2 or 3 months, you will have your final exams, for your college final exams, not your university exams. So the college wants to be done with taking this exam, so that like you get a full 1 month period before your university exam. Now this will also vary from college to college. The point which I'm trying to make is you will not get a lot of time to cover that fifth semester syllabus. My advice when it comes to third semester is try to study as much as possible and try to get a good idea from your seniors of what are the things which are going to be there in third semester and which other things are going to be placed in fourth and fifth semester, so that you get a good idea of the whole syllabus. So you can also cover a little from fourth as well as fifth semester while you're in third semester, because you have so much free time. Let's talk about resources. I'm quite sure I'm going to be offending someone by the way I'm going to deal this section, so it's completely fine if you dislike this video or leave a hate comment down below. But anyway, this is how I did it. Usually what happens is people are going to spend a lot of time doing a particular resource, but when they're done with this, then they're going to realize that it has been a waste of time. I don't like that. After my first year, I put in a lot of effort finding the best resources possible. For pathology, the reference book. The reference book is a book which you usually don't touch unless and until you have a very particular question in your mind. So the reference book is going to be Big Robbins. So that's about 1300 pages. It's a very good book when it comes to pathology. The point which I'm trying to make is it's not written for medical students or MBBS students. Try to understand that pathology is also taught as a subject in post-graduation, MD path. So if you're trying to cover pathology from the Big Robbins or 1300 pages in a 1.5 years, you won't be able to do it. You won't be able to remember most of the things, and you being unable to revise the syllabus, the whole syllabus before your final exam. The reading book which I preferred was Goljan. So Goljan is a great book. When it comes to pathology, this is the Bible. But at the same time, Medium Robbins is also a good choice. Why I prefer Goljan over Medium Robbins is Goljan goes into extreme details and it doesn't beat around the bush. The book that is going to be a deal breaker when it comes to pathology is Pathoma. A lot of people in India have recently started using Pathoma, but then again, this is not a very well-known resource. Dr. Hussain Satta created Pathoma. Pathoma is one of those resources which everybody in the United States use to study pathology. It is only 217 pages. Believe me, even if you study it 6 or 7 times, you won't be able to recall everything. Go and grab Pathoma. So it will be an online subscription. So once you get this, you can watch the videos and also study from his study material. The most important thing which I want to talk to you about is don't use Indian authors. Don't use Harsh Mohan. These books are very poorly written in the sense that they are not made for medical students studying MBBS. These books are for MD students. It's not worth it. The amount of effort which you're putting is 10. The amount of output which you're getting is going to be 2 or even 3. When it comes to Pathoma, the effort which you put is 7, the output which you get is 6 or 7. That being said, the most important thing is to solve questions. Until and unless you solve college style questions, which you will also have to start solving MCQs as soon as possible, because you want to keep in touch with the questions which you are ultimately going to get when you apply for this postgraduate exam. Let's talk pharmacology. The best way to describe pharmacology is the biochemistry of second year. A lot of people are going to think that, okay, let's leave it to the last moment and we are going to remember this. It's not going to happen. Let's talk about the reference book. Reference book, it's Kazang. It's again 1200 pages, not worth it. I bought it, I didn't use it that much, only for like very specific questions. Let's say you get a question, bilateral renal stenosis, ACE inhibitors are not used. So if you want to look that up in details and know exactly what's the mechanism of action is going on behind all this, you can refer to Kazang. But are you going to study from it as your primary resource? No. Don't use Kazang, don't buy Kazang. Reading book. So when it comes to the reading book or your primary resource where you're going to get the most of the information from, I would say Lippincott's Pharmacology is a very good book. It is full of illustrations and has been written in adequate detail. I didn't use this all the time. Some chapters I use it like cardiovascular, CNS. So other times I used Kaplan's Pharmacology notes for step 1. It's very high yield and it's kind of like the pathoma of pharmacology. But then again, you will need a revision book to cover the points which you studied. I use Shanbhag for this, so it's perfect for the Indian subcontinent. Kaplan's note is not going to cover tuberculosis in that detail. So if you want to study tuberculosis in more detail, then Shanbhag is a good option. You can also refer to Kazang. The book which I will tell you to avoid is KD Tripathi. Don't buy it. Again, same thing. It's the Harsh Mohan of pharmacology. It has been written for MD students. To study KD Tripathi, like 700-800 pages, and that too in small fonts, is not possible. So don't invest your time in this. And yeah, I know I'm going to be offending some people out there who are going to be like, no, we studied from KD Tripathi and we got honors and gold medals. Good for you, man. I am not that kind of a student who is going to put this amount of effort and get this much result. I am sorry, and I am being honest. Microbiology. So microbiology is one of those subjects which is going to be most hated. Why I am saying this? Microbiology is one of those subjects which is going to be most hated. If you thought that pharmacology was the biochemistry of second year, microbiology is a new topic on its own. Nobody likes to study about bugs, right? When we were in +1 and +2, we had to study about plants, about bugs and other things. We thought when we will finally get into MBBS, we're going to learn about the human body. Nobody is interested in microscopic organism, but no. Microbiology is really important. Infectious disease is the basis of medicine. It has been the basis of medicine for the last century. Penicillin was a really important discovery. It changed the course of human life, right? I remember using Panikkar or Baweja, the Indian books, but at the same time, these books are not going to cut it when you want to study microbiology. The most well-kept secret in the history of medical sciences, I would say, is Clinical Microbiology Made Ridiculously Simple. This book up here, or like here. I will try to show you some diagrams and illustrations from this. The way Dr. Gladwin wrote this book is going to make the most difficult subjects so easy to study. The illustrations which he comes up with are so funny. So when you go for the exam, you will be able to remember all this and perform well. Immunology is usually studied or taught separately. I would say use Levinson. Levinson is one of those books, the reference book, but immunology section in Levinson is very well covered. So if you want to be thorough with your immunology and have a good understanding of how the immune system works, it will be around 200 pages maybe, but it's a very good investment to make. So the last subject which comes to my mind is forensic medicine and toxicology, or FMT. You should ask your seniors as in which book to use, but the general recommendations are still the same. Try to find a book which is 200-300 pages max, study from it. Try to find out the questions which you are going to get in your college semester as well as university exams, and try to solve MCQs. I hope I covered everything: pharma, path, micro as well as FMT. Get the help of your seniors. Try to find out like what did they find useful. If they have found another book which is even smaller and exactly to the point, that will work even better for you. So with all this again, I would say that should be able to cover your second year. Yeah, thank you for watching, and as always, stay healthy.